Hey guys, Dr. Shook here. This is another sauna session, and today what I want to talk about is your thyroid hormone replacement and how that affects your lab values. Okay, how that affects your TSH, your total T4, your total T3, etc. Okay, so the most important thing to realize here, which this was a big eye opener for me, was that I didn't realize that these synthetic hormones. So most of those are like synthetic. Primarily, we're talking about like synthetic T4, right? So we're talking about Synthroid, levothyroxine. There's a few others, and then even things like Cytomel, which is a synthetic T3. But primarily, we're talking about synthetic T4s. That's by far Synthroid and levothyroxine are going to be the most commonly prescribed medications. Okay, so they're synthetic versions of T4, which is the primary hormone produced by your thyroid, but it's not synthetic. Your body makes a different chemical form than what is you're ingesting than the synthetic. Okay, so there's a bioidentical form. There's like like some of the other name brands that are the NDT, the natural desiccated thyroid. Those are in a form that is exactly like what your body makes. But Synthroid and levothyroxine are synthetic forms. Now I want to go ahead and say that there's no best thyroid hormone. It is what is right for you. Some people do better with the combination T4, T3 that are bioidentical, but some people do worse, right? Sometimes the T3 can be too much. Sometimes giving people more bioidentical hormone can actually trigger increased autoimmunity against their thyroid hormone. See, some people have autoimmunity against a lot of other things that we don't commonly think about when we talk about Hashimoto's or any of these autoimmune conditions, but you can have autoimmunity against your own hormone, your T4 and your T3. So if you take more of an external source like a desiccated thyroid hormone, you might be just throwing more wood on the fire, so to speak, okay? So sometimes people do really well with synthetics, but in regards to how this affects your thyroid hormone levels, I used to think when I was looking at T4 that if someone was taking a synthetic hormone that it was being represented there. But the fact is that it's a different chemical form than what your body makes. So when you look at the T4, that your total T4, that's what your body's producing. Your hormone, your synthetic hormone is on top of that. It is a different chemical formula. It is not checked in the lab. Now, if we're talking about Synthroid or levothyroxine, so you're going to have what you see as the T4 is yours. What you're taking is going to be in addition to that. You're not going to see what the amount is not going to be represented that you're taking via Synthroid, the synthetic form. Okay. Now the T3 that is in your body, if you're only taking Synthroid or levothyroxine, the T3, the total T3, that's all you. Your body's taking the hormone that it's making, the T4 that it's making, that your thyroid's making, and it's taking the synthetic T4 that you're taking orally, right, the Synthroid levothyroxine, and it's converting it into T3, and that conversion happens in the liver and the GI tract. So the T3 is all you. So if you have adequate T4, you're taking a synthetic hormone, so you're getting more than that, and those levels look good, but your T3 is low, for example, then you might not be what? You might not be converting well. So the conversion process occurs in the liver and in the GI tract. So you've got to make sure that those systems are optimized, that there aren't nutrient deficiencies, that there's not inflammation, that there's not elevated cortisol driving conversion into reverse T3. Lots of places we could go with this, but I'm going to stay on track as much as possible here and just let you know that if you're taking a synthetic form, it is not represented on your labs. Okay, so it's very, very interesting, and I thought that was something that was very eye-opening for me. So there's a lot to consider, right? There's a lot to consider when you're trying to figure out what's going on with your thyroid hormones. That's why you really need to work with some people or a doctor that understands these different mechanisms that are not commonly understood, to see if you can't flesh out actually what's actually happening to you, right? So if you can't identify the mechanism or what's driving the process, man, how can you really effectively treat it? What are you going to do? You're going to go just buy bunches of supplements, eat all kinds of crazy restricted diets and do a lot of things? Or are you just going to say, you know what, forget it, I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, taking my hormone regularly and continue to not feel well. I mean, it can be frustrating. You've got to really consider how you're going to investigate this. And all I can say is investigating what's driving your process is really, really important. So if you have any questions or if you guys need anything, we're here for you. I'll be happy to help you out as much as I possibly can. If you're trying to figure out like where to start, like what might be something that you could do, you might want to check out our guidebook, The 9 Tests Required to Understand Your Thyroid. If you're interested, just let us know and I'll post a link below for you. We also have a dietary and lifestyle-based program that we've created that's video-based, and if you're interested in that, just let us know and I'll post a link also below. You can attend one of the webinars where we talk about it. But I really appreciate you guys. If you need help, listen, we can work with you via Skype, via phone, via FaceTime, or you can come to our office. We'll be happy to see you if possible. But just let us know. We'll help you in any way that we possibly can. I hope these videos are helpful and useful for you because we've gotten great feedback from you guys, and we're just trying to do everything that we can to empower you to be your own advocate so you can take your health back. So I really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you for coming here to learn more about your health.